Hello, everyone. Hello, it's Tuesday evening. Time for a conversation with the people. Today, I will looking at some of the. Let me see where we are. Let me look at a few things here. Again, good afternoon. I'm your Cindy Martin Paye, a advocate, a war survivor, an educator, a mother. Welcome again to Second Talk Africa. Tonight, we will be discussing nation builders, praise singers. Where do you fall? We talk about um I actually had a good time going through some old area this morning talking about this. But I want to start off with this conversation right here. I want to start off with this conversation right here really quickly. I want to start with the story of Yeke again. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about uh, how we try to push people in our society, people who have difference of opinion, people who disagree with us, people who stand on different beliefs. The last I checked, having a different opinion does not make you unpatriotic. That's the essence of democracy. I live in the United States, and I'm sure most of you who live outside of Africa, who are writing on Facebook. It behooves us to build a nation that is better than the nations that took us in, that gave us the opportunities that we have. It is our responsibility to do so. Anything less than that, we're not nation builders. We're sycophants. We're fraud. Okay. I listened to Yeke interview when he was on Spoon that time. Yeke said, according to the map that he saw, okay, the land belonged to Guinea. How is that anti-Liberia? How can that be treason? How can somebody be suspended for that? I seen a Republican senator going against the president of the United States. I seen a senator from the CSI political party in the US telling soldiers to not follow the order of the president because Congress did not approve. It is illegal. And you live here. We have seen a president go for a meeting. In fact, we have seen a speaker take a president's speech and cut it live and post it. We stayed on the ground. President is welcome. So the question I'm asking is, how does having an opinion make you enter your country when you believe certain things? Okay. There are, Liberia have had more than 5 different ups and down redrawing of the map that we have. Okay, there are maps from the 1800s, the late 1800s, the early 1900s, the mid 1900s. Okay, before even Guinea got her independence. So based on the map, and you see, that's why the last time I wrote here on this platform on my face, I said any nation that ignore or that diminishes knowledge, that nation is a failure. Okay? If we have taught in our school, every child, all right, their map. Yes, back when I was teaching every morning, and we still do, they pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. The children stand up and put their hand to their heart. Okay? Honor God and no other person. You hear the army people, Millie said, we take an oath to the Constitution. We took an oath not to a country, not to America. We took an oath to this idea that America is an idea. It's not a place, it's an idea. So how is that? That Yeke said, are we just trying to self-destroy? You hire people who tell you how much life that they took during the war. You hire people who take women to hotel and take advantage of them. You are not talking. We took lives of 13 men and a president. And you said because he was corrupt, because he refused to answer to the masses' need in a timely manner. You said because of nepotism. Today, Jeff Kabakoli that were in Rhode Island, Papa Boaka nephew who are going to Liberia are going to be a millionaire in 6 months, he said. It's in the government. They young get confirmation for him. He's the head of the board for the regulatory arm of the LPRC. Do you guys know that? Yeah, his nephew, Francis Numane, that been digging black sand over there, all of them, and the other guy, where they're fighting over the land among themselves. You don't see anything wrong with it. What are we? Are we nation builders or are we praise singer? Let me repeat. I'm trying to see. Where did Yeke see that it's supposed to be treason? That he does not believe based on the map that he saw? Maybe he saw one of the maps. Okay. The funny thing here is the lawmakers or citizens of the Republic of Liberia will not be running to talk if those in charge, especially the president, have mounted the podium and told the Liberian people when this stuff started 2 weeks ago. I was on my way to the debate in Georgia, the political debate in Georgia among the people running to be governor in Georgia. And I inboxed one of the panelists on Spoon. And I said, amplify, that the president come up and speak. Why I particularly do not support the actions of Guinea, okay? But I think people still have their what do you call it? Still have right to their voices. That's the essence of democracy. Okay? That's the essence of democracy. So now we're going to silence people. I have people suggesting, oh, they need to censor people's speeches. People should not talk. If Liberians don't talk, Ghanaians going to talk. If Ghanaians don't talk, Nigerians are going to talk, or both. Sierra Leoneans are going to talk. Senegalese are going to talk. People from the Sahel, on the other side of the Sahel, across the savannah, are going to talk. Malian are going to talk. Burkina Bees are going to talk. Americans are going to talk. So who are you trying to? We live, this is not 1985. This is not black and white TV. This is not the world where what the government says when. Where propaganda was by those who have a radio station. Today, everything have eyes. The cell phones, your watch, your glasses, your pen, your brush, all the camera. So I say even the walls have ears and eyes. The houses have ears and eyes that see. Cars have recorders. So who are you stopping? You do not become a great leader until you become a great communicator. And those are what we need to talk about. So I see some of you going, you got some of you have issue with Jackie. I get that. You don't like the way he talked. You don't like his choice of words. Now you don't like his choice of words. But he was a traditional man during the campaign. He was a Lothian during the campaign. He was a patriot during the campaign when he was calling George Weah out. When you were paying Prophet Key to insult people, Prophet Key said was patriot at the time. What are we building? What kind of nation do we hope to build? A nation of what? Builders or praise singers? What kind of nation are we looking to build? That would be the question tonight. But I'm going to leave here with Yeke. Okay? Folks, my something will go up and down. My internet will go up and down. I'm going to leave that here with Yeke. I'm going to leave here with this because I'm 21 minutes into my talk and I want to talk about another thing. I will play this video right here. Y'all give me 1 second. I'll play this video right here. I start bringing this video up. I like to talk about to you all. And tomorrow, I will do a YouTube video just on Samuel Jackson and his wife. I see some of you will not call my name or any other person's name, and that's okay. I don't need you to call my name, and I don't give a fig. You call my name, I will come for you. The same way you come for me, I will come for you, especially if I think you have a little bit of value. I will come for you. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. I will come for you, just so you know. All right? And yes, I'm an advocate. I have advocated since I was 13 years old. When some of you were getting on the plane to leave Liberia, when some of you, your mom and pa, were hiding you during the war, I was the first volunteer with a few other people, Roberto Gasson, Joseph Gasson, Charlotte Banto, to go to the barracks. Me leaving Mamba Point to go to the people who had just murdered people at Luchin Compound because I knew children were there. I knew women were there who were there not because of choice. I was a kid, barely 20 years old. My heart go to places. Not because I got paid. Then there were no social media. Then nobody saw me on the air. Then nobody knew my name. All right? I show up. because I wanted, if I were in that predicament, for someone to show up for me. So I show up. They call it karma. Life is a boomerang. Hey, Alfred. Thank you. I'm doing well. Hope you are too. Thank you. Okay, I show up as a little girl, little barely teenager. My aunt used to come from Kanta with her husband. And thinking about it today, maybe in Ganta, he beat her for coming. Because you don't leave, you come to your wife family house and flogged her when her sisters and her uncles have gone to work. And this particular day, I decided I was going to whip him back. I was this tiny little thing. I don't believe I was even 100 pounds. Whatever motor pencil I could find, when he beat up that woman and started on top of her, I dealt with him until she busted and started crying at her husband. And they left. They never came back. I found my voice a long time ago. Anybody who went to middle school with me, ask them, they will tell you. I will fight you. I don't care how big you were. And I was a small person. I stood up during the war, Grayson compound, when they say there were army coming to the compound. My mom was sitting on the staircase thinking what she would do. I came outside, organized like I see in the movie. Most of the children from West Point. And the weeds right there, that place used to be full of weeds. We say, let's cut it. I went inside, brother. People asked in big quarter. I said, let's cut it and make ourselves spears. So, yes, I have a different take. What you see might not be what I see. Okay? Two things can be truth and two things can be wrong. It can be either or. What I see is both people who seem they were pretentious or they were living their life as they imagine it. Okay? We were all here. When Samuel Jackson got on his knees, they were all on Facebook. We all know Samuel Jackson is a loudmouth. We all know Samuel Jackson is going to come after whatever he want to come after. But the truth stand, you're showing this. In the question I want to ask the Liberian people, as an advocate, I am. I want the truth. I want justice. What I want is, I don't want a guilty person to walk free. And I don't want an innocent person to go to jail either. Plenty of you are in your feelings because you don't like Samuel Jackson. This is not about like. It's about justice. It's about the truth. It's about getting to the bottom of the issues. Because if your family were in that position, you will be asking for the same. This is what this is about. And this is what I am asking you. So first thing, when we started this journey, some of you came and wrote, and you live in America. Seizure does not kill. Epilepsy does not kill. And I wrote on my Facebook, it does. It takes 140,000 lives every year. There are over 60 million people with that. And because I have a niece now that does suffer from seizure. I had a brother who suffered from seizure. And back when they say fresh craziness, bedro inimba. Who battled that? So I know. I know when you have no control over yourself. I went to school. I went to grad school with a grown woman, blonde hair, blue eyes, that would just drop. We were in her class. The first time it happened, the second time, it were already, we have to know. The teachers have to know. We cleared the space and let her roll. The teachers were taught what to do. I know what to do at my school. If I saw a kids in my school who wear helmet, because they will fall down, they will bust their face, they will bust their eye, they will bust their hair. They wear helmet, they wear pad on their kneecap and on the elbow. All right. So because you are ignorant of certain things does not make it that your will is the will. And some of you know. Some of you know, but you're playing dumb. Some of you know because you don't like the person that this is about. I want Tony to be honored. I want Tony to get justice. I do. But I want it to be true. And I want her to rest. Okay? Then the question I keep asking all of us is, there were 3 or 4 other people in that house. There were cook. Okay? There were housekeepers. There were yard boy. There were gatekeepers. Are you guys telling me? And Liberian people, let me tell you something. What is common in Liberia now? Swingers. Y'all don't know what swingers are? Men and women who invite other people in their bed. Married people who invite other married people in their bed or single people in their bed. Liberia is at a point where our little girls and boys don't even care. I know this is harsh to talk, but let's talk about that. Y'all remember Willie Knockers? Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, where he was, Minister of State, that were caught in the bed with a woman, older woman, and one little girl that we drag him out here until he resigned. And Ellen King apologized. She didn't even apologize. She said she didn't think he needed to resign, but he resigned regardless. Those are the moral things that we're talking about. You remember that? Liberians go up interior, bring people, little boys and girls, and they sleep with them, with they and their husband, because it's secret. They introduce them. They're innocent, even right there in Monrovia. Majority of your people in the position of power are undercover or they're bar. That's why you see that they're always pointing the other direction to take their action from them. Okay? Because the beginner, they say, oh, Samuel Jackson used to bring other men to sleep with his wife. They say, I didn't say that. I'm hearing it from some of the people who like the drama, the Jerry Springer, and they're saying that. And I'm saying, if they did, at this point in Liberia, because you don't know, does not mean it's not happening. It's a commonplace. Why do you think a grown man who get children go kidnap a 15-year-old, get his friends from America to go rape them, and they stay hiding? Gregory Coleman not talking about it. What country you think you're living in? Do you understand what is happening around you? Will you wake up? Will you wake up? Okay. So even here in our community, all right, when you watch Nigerian show now, they're telling their girlfriend that I want bend down for you to do this and do that. I mean, I don't want to go too much because kids listen to my show and my young daughters are here. All right. So to come and tell us, oh, they say Samuel Jackson used to, in fact, let me tell you something. I think it's 6 years ago, somebody reached out to me. Samuel Jackson had posted, I still remember the person. Samuel Jackson had posted something about with wife bragging about his wife. And somebody inboxed me something and said, don't mind, you know. Though people can be doing this, they can be doing that. I'm not going to disrespect the dead. I didn't believe them. I said, whatever they do, they're adults. It is their choice. And these are 2 people who are in a position of power. So wherever they're doing it for their pleasure. They're not doing it because they're gem. They're not doing it because they're doing it for money. Now, I said what I said. And that's what I wanted to talk about. Tomorrow evening, since I'm not working, I'm going to pull a lot of pictures. Okay? I'm going to pull a lot of pictures on social media with different phases and different impact of seizures, victim survivor. Okay. If people come and claim they're millionaires, they come, they're living their lives, I don't believe it automatically makes someone guilty of killing somebody, especially if we know that this person had major health problem. We want to know the truth. I know from the posting of Samuel Jackson all through that day, the girl did not die in the house. Okay? The girl did not die in the house. Two, Lord have mercy. Two, the girl did not die in the hospital 1 hour after she was carried, or 15 minutes after she was carried. They were there for a while. And here is my thought process. Why would you operate on somebody who was already dead? The mark on top of her head is the operation mark. I had a long conversation with somebody yesterday who, the first off the back, when we got on the phone, said, "Oh, I think Samuel Jackson did it." And I said, "He may have, he may not have." And the person said, "Madam President, why you think he did not? Or what you think he did?" And I said, first thing is, we don't open dead people's head. You say, "Oh, the operation mark on the girl head, like not from beating her, from falling down." I said, "No, that's the brain aneurysm that she was experiencing, we're told, and that way the operation mark, that's the operation mark that is." Okay? If that is the operation mark for the brain aneurysm, why would you operate on somebody that you already thought were dead? Then we also know that there were no oxygen. The oxygen issue, that forever issue. You all remember during the corona, Alexander Cummings have to buy oxygen tin and distribute it all over. Maybe they not pack it and take it to Africa to sell, or to Guinea to sell, or to Sierra Leone to sell, or to the personal businesses. Okay? That's what it was. Maybe they have. I don't know, because that's what they do. You all remember with the story of US giving up millions of dollars and the people packing the drugs and taking and going to the Indian people and having them write them fake receipt that they went there and spent their money and they divide the money. The videos are out there. I still got some on my phone. Okay. And this is not today's story. This is not, yes, this is not right now story. It's 100 and some more year old story, almost 200 years old story, and still continue. And we refuse to change. Okay. So I will post a lot of information later. I know most of you don't agree with me, and that's okay. Um, the fact does not change because only one person think of it, and the lies does not become the truth because everybody believe it. It does not. But I will be open minded, and I will continue to think, okay, and look at possibilities. That's how I see it. Now let's talk about Darius Dillon and folks who talk about politics. Everything Yasini say is politics. What I want you to understand is, oh, I've done this. Give me 1 second. I look at precedents. When CDC was empowered, we, all of us, we held them accountable. We expected from them good moral direction. When Samuel told there was this event where Samuel 12 was at. The women danced the same way they did with Dylan and came in front of him. And he, Lord have mercy, and he took money. First, he sprinkled the money, and then he took one and dropped it and slapped the woman backside. The whole internet was on fire for almost 2 weeks. Everybody made a copy of that and was sharing. Y'all got it. Y'all got a copy of that Samuel 12 stuff. Some of the very people who persecuted Samuel 12 yesterday are telling us now that our culture, that's not our culture. And the culture of abuse is something that you want to hold on to. The one that subject women to public ridicule, public disregard, and amplifying the body part instead of what a man can bring to the table. That is a problem. If you're a father, if you're a husband, if you're a good husband, if you're a brother, okay, if you're an uncle, I admonish you to speak up. That's not our culture. Where I come from, in Nimba, when we go, we dance, we come, we show you not our butt, we show you our back. You lay your hand on our back. If you got money, you sprinkle it, you put it on our face. That's how it works, at least where I come from. And some of you come under my post and say, oh, you're sitting down in America, you're doing this, you're doing that. I am more informed traditional than majority of you Morovia brats, all want to be free men of color, all want to be people from the Congo Basin. I'm not. I am more traditionally oriented than most of you. I speak better Mana or Gio than most of you who were born and raised in Liberia. I've been here all my adult life, almost, but I still do. And it amazes people when I go home. I know what my culture dictates. I know if I go up interior and I walk among elders, we curve down. We look down as we talk to them. It's a sign of respect, humility. I know if I go to the zoos, I go down to the feet and get on my knees and get my blessing. I know not to stay on top of them and talk, but curve down. When I told you people that time when Koga jumped over Prince Johnson's body in the street, most of y'all came here. Where you know? Where you know? You say in America, where you know? Some of the elders made videos to repeat what I have said. The protocols, the processes, the procedure, the transfer of power within that culture, how it's done. I come from a long line, lineage of Zoes. I have people who call me Zikli. I just wrote it today. People call me Max. My grandfather never called my name. If I wanted to be Zoe, all I needed to do was go home. When my mom was dying, to jump over her body, it's not something that I wanted. Very much in tune with my culture, especially what is good about it, where the strength lies. But the Liberian Constitution also made it clear the legislature should make sure to make laws that empower Liberians, to make laws that discourage culture and tradition, that diminishes the nation and its population, that promotes positive culture and growth. When we live in an era of rape, child abuse, unprecedented child abuse and violence against women and children. And you publicly slapping a woman butt with a few dollars when we in the Delon that we voted for yesterday to be an example, to lead by example. Somebody can't talk, they say you jealous. Jealous of what? Delon is who is here in Liberia. In the real world, in a competitive world, we can never be. I've paid my dues. If I won't be in government in America, I'll be in government. Saturday, I'm going to a brunch. These people have been behind me for the last almost 6, 7, 8 years, almost now. But I'm busy with Liberia. I think I have more value there. There are a lot of me here. So I'm not jealous. I pay my dues. And then I'm a teacher in my district. If I run here, I'll win. I've educated hundreds and hundreds of children. And the parents know. They know what I believe in, my ethics, my knowledge that I continue to transfer. So I'm going to play this. I'm first going to play this woman. I'm going to play this and I'm going to play what this woman wrote. Give me 1 second. This is your senator. That's the culture that, and I think Jelon need to acknowledge this, that this was a miscalculation. It was not a good decision. He didn't think it through. It was in a moment that he thought he was doing what was right, but this is not right. This is not right. He can be mad about it. Dylan is good at apologizing. Okay, he's supposed to be different. I may not agree with him on many things, but he will apologize when he. Yes. That's Dylan. That's Dylan right there. Okay, that is Dylan. And a lady, they say that woman win person from Liberty Party. I like to play this woman. I'll play it completely because it's on YouTube, so I will be able to keep it. And tomorrow comes, most of us they know that Facebook we're going to take all of our video down. So because of that, I do my YouTube and my old YouTube is now. So here we go here. I need you all to listen here.
Especially I'm a former portion person. I saw people flying a woman photo. Oh, we're talking about Senator Delon abuse. How do you call that abuse? When we then see caution, we rock. We tell our born to me, we rock because that a form part of caution. We do that so they can be they play can be active noise camp. Don't want to tell her battle to the senator Iraqi. They said they get tapped. And when stand up by then he say he abused. Is that why he called abuse? We're not living in America. That's the real caution. You know how many times we make a be in the street and somebody get tapped and say, "Find you found, I like your shape." So you mean the abusing? You stop the thing. You're so hateful. Everything that you're hateful. Anything they may do, you're going to attach politics to it. When you're private, for the men to tap, all the Google thing that happen one day, you never saw it. The only thing you're flying with is saying they don't tap woman, but the woman that marry woman, if the woman that marry woman, her husband went to keep on saying you married, don't go there. Excuse me, mama, and I degrade you. But that's a woman happening. Especially the question to that what they find they're happening. Anytime they go dance, when that woman girl to go dance, the whole place become excited, people clapping, people yelling. And she check if people had a question to get their money, they had to raise their money. So they're not the first person that not tap or the not tap or let me ask you, all the other people they work at tap or the human be Senator Delon Spirit, he keep for in another war. By the time we vote for the people, we put them in that house, we feel the extraordinary people, not him or be again. It's like that the Lord, when I'm going to relate yesterday on the program, you're going to say he's selfish, he's arrogant, he know how to talk to people. They may try to be friendly, you're taking to be, you're putting on Facebook different thing. Then you dare rightly say you arrogant. Why you say that? Why you can't go in the bushes? Why you can't go in the community? You don't have many children that have been raped. Their parents not get money. We take all this time for the media. Journalists then will be all in the corners, looking for local places. People crying, poor children who have been removed, poor children have been damaged. No awareness. You're all of you stuck yourself in the mortar. Some of you oversee your own, but you're only looking for something to make news to make your follower to be plenty. Senator did not commit no crime. He did not commit crime today. He did not commit crime tomorrow. Every good thing that happened over there yesterday, you saw women empowerment. You saw skill training. You saw guys that are baking, that doing pastry. They were selling there. You saw women who are in very saving. You saw a lot of empowerment. You talk about that one. They only talk about Senator Delota. Why? So then Senator Delota, you're so hating and he will not breathe. Anything he do is so be extraordinary. That I get first time for somebody to tap up. You're on the Facebook talking nonsense, and you stand there. My husband commented, he asking on you, like your wife will do that one to her. Yes, they will do that one because his wife is a portion dancer. When I dance, portion I will rock myself over men. I rock myself not because I'm greener, that because that the way my portion can get item, and that the way I will get money. I'm talking to the portion ambassador. Please can defend we the women and the dancing portion, and we that former portion dancer. Tell them we're not great now, we're not useless. We got our husband and we can do it to bring excitement to the dance, to make the people to be happy for the place to be general. Please tell Senator they don't need for you on the particular one. If you don't take it from there, you bring it, you and myself will rock it. I don't talk on Facebook and I don't talk plenty, but they won't. You bring it because I'm a cautious, so you degrade all we the women are just caution. So I'm waiting for you. Come back.
Here's what I'm going to say to her. Like Harriet Tubman said, I would have freed more if only they knew they were slaves. Like she said, this is what she know. And people only know what they know. And Douglas said, knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. She's thinking about eating now. I'm going to keep this here. People only know what they know. But let me say it to you, my sister. We sit in America, we spend $800,000 more than your country generates annually. And it keeps the nation engine running. And yes, we carry the nation on our shoulders. And some of those journalists that you're talking about, we started them up. Some of them, we give them money, we pay rent for them to go to those places. The last I checked, Dr. Richardson and I pay hospital we saw working hard in operation to having children. We pay young girls who have been violated to go to hospital and they will not test them for $20. We do that. $20 only to get tested. We pay hospital bills. We pay school fees. We buy uniform. We ship school supplies, ma'am. And yes, thank God that you could talk. How about you join and start doing awareness of the rape and abuse of children in Liberia instead of talking about Rocky? You may as well bring the poor outside. But I'm not going to make this about a woman issue. I'll make this issue about Darius DeLong being elected to know better. Being able to redirect the nation. That's what we call him, the light. And ma'am, when they look into America, I had something to do with it. I went from place to place to raise money for him, put my name on the line for him, put my character on the line for him, put my face, my voice, begging people on his behalf. So yes, when he missteps that I didn't anticipate he would, I will speak up. Because I'm a nation builder. Oh my God. I didn't put this thing right again. The nation, the T is not there. God have mercy. How am I doing this? The title. Yeah. Did the title wrong. God forgive me. It's my eyes. I need to get my glasses. I apologize. Okay? Yes. Hey, hey, Avina. Yeah. So we talk, and ma'am, especially me, I just chronicle my journey from Liberia to the war and to here. During the Ebola, I was your voice and your face so the war can come to your rescue, all of you. So I do have a stake in this. I do. I have a stake in here. During the war, when a lot of our people, over 500,000 of them were in Africa Coast and Guinea, I protested. So your family, so our family, so our friends can get the needed attention. Not just me, most of us in the United States, for you to get help, to stay alive, to get the reliefs, other organization to come to our rescue. So I've never been quiet. Fast forward to the Ebola. I was the face and the voice. Go look in Georgia. I start in the same place on NPR, having a conversation, countering Nathan Deal, somebody who will be like a president of Georgia, our governor. The first interview you got out of Liberia, I connected via Skype with LACC. When Sawyer had literally died in Nigeria, trying to come to the United States. So yes, I have a stake in here. To all of you who come on Facebook talking the so-called advocate, I have a stake in here. I'm not so-called. I am an advocate. 40 some more years and coming. 43 years and counting. Very consistent. If they were wrong yesterday, until I know any better, it is wrong. If we said we don't want to uh, 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 put women's value on their backside, we want our daughters to think highly of themselves. We want our daughters to aspire for greatness, that the men will be the protector of our daughters, that the men will hold them up, that they will not be subjectified. I didn't just cast a vote for Darius Dillon. I supported him. I stood with him. I hosted him. I cooked for him. I cleaned after him. I invited other people to buy into him through buying into me because they trusted me. So yes, I expect better things for him. I expect him to know better. So you have a problem with that? You will be okay. Today, Abraham daughter came and confirmed what I said. If you have problem with Samuel Tuwe yesterday for doing that to another woman, why is it good today? Why is it good 6 years later? Why are you okay with that 6 years later? And like people who yesterday say a man, those children rape women in Central Park and they put them in jail, let them to die. Today, these very people are watching little girls, babies being eaten, baby being molested, and they're looking away. What kind of nation are we trying to build? I always tell people, America has enough shock Observe it to be able to absorb all of the shock that's coming her way. But Liberia does not. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk to, the abuse of young people, for children in Liberia, by women. I learned today, and I will talk about that tomorrow. A little girl, a woman boiled water and put it on a little girl's vagina in Liberia. Another stepmother told a child to eat his own feces. The thing had been processed. All the worrying in your stomach have gone through it. Maybe E. coli, all of that. She gave it to a child. I'm recommending to the government, people who abuse children like that, they need to be punished publicly, men or women. Parade them in the street after you find them guilty before you jail them. That would be my recommendation. To curb these things. Or man, a government official took a child, a 15-year-old little boy, kidnapped him for 3 days while he and his friends violate him. When the story got more, the government decided we'll go keep him somewhere because he will need to testify. You don't need to testify. You already got the DNA report you all said. You got all of that. My 1 hour is over. And I'm going to say to all of you tonight, thank you for tuning in. My name is Yasini Matinkpeye. I am a war survivor, an educator, a mother, a wife. Okay? I'm a patriot. And I will continue to speak to this. 3 things that will come back in Chronicle. When the leader leads, people don't have to interpret. If Pape Bouaka continue, because what is happening involves the lives of the Liberian people. You clearly communicate. You don't have to give a lot of details to let our people know, so the temperature can come down, the pressure can come down, so the worry can come down. They will still be worried. They're depending on you to lead. But communicate that. You cannot become a great leader until you become an effective communicator. It is the people's right to know about what is happening to them, what is happening in the country. You are mad because Yaka spoke. You are mad because the person speaks. You are mad because other people are talking. And you are saying, you are saying other people, everybody should not be talking here. This is the information age. Yes, we will be talking. Yes, we will be doing research. Yes, we will be going to the Library of Congress to find out what is about Liberia. Yes, we are going to go to the Benavia University, any university that we can find that have documentation on Liberia. In fact, there was a doctor of African studies from George Washington that 2016-17 contacted Janet and I were doing research on Liberia and were chronicling Liberia. And I'm trying to find, I know his first name was Davis or his last name was David. And I'm trying to find out ahead of that department. Okay? So, if Yaka say, according to the map that he has, the land belongs to Guinea, you can't that bring the map that you have that the land does not belong to Guinea. How is that a problem? I know y'all don't like Yaka because he speaks the way he speaks, but you like him yesterday when he was going for WIA. That's the problem with me. You have no problem with it yesterday when he was going for WIA. With the same words, same tune. But now it's you. Okay? That no, you don't like the sound of his voice. You don't like the way he talks. You don't like his choice of words. It is his right. I wouldn't use those words, but it is his right. So if the government communicates, nobody will have to fill in the voice. Nobody will have to interpret for them. That's what is important. Two, Liberia need to do education, serious education about abuse of children. That you can't hurt children. Liberia need to do education on why children steal. A hungry child will steal. You as a parent, it's your responsibility to provide for your children. If you provide, the kids have food, there's summer food, they will not steal. Yes, some children got disorder, but they're not that many that eat and they can't stop. My grandchildren don't have to steal in my house. When they enter the front door, everywhere else is open. The food in the refrigerator belongs to them. Unless I got something specific that's not in the fridge, and I say, and I don't even put my name on it, grandma, can I have this? When my kids were growing up, I cooked the food, I divided and put it in the refrigerator. If you come to my house, there's always food there. And that's why we talk about creating jobs that parents are able to provide for their children. That's what Confucius said. The strength of the nation depends on the integrity of the home. When the parents are able to provide for their children, they have the authority. So they are able to shape how the children think and how they move. And the kids don't have to go sell themselves, or they don't have to go beg for food. Avina, Sis Letty, my son Kabia, Honorable Glay, Brother Alfred, Sis Eugenia. Let me say good night. My time is over. It's 1 hour. I have to go do some work. I will see you in the morning. You know, I have a different view, and I will always do, because I see things from a different stand or prison, and I will. And it's okay for you to be okay with me not agreeing with you, and I'm okay not agreeing with you. For me, I want to know the truth. I want to know, and then my thing here is, when Odell was murdered, well, we got a pathologist from America to go, where they seized all the evidence that he collected to come and do testing, where physically they beat her up, they torture her, they beat under her feet, they busted her brain in Joel Howard brother house. It's still here. Then we get up in the morning, we say, Liberia perform autopsy, and the result came out the next day. And I'm supposed to believe that. The very people who performed autopsy on a girl who vomited her whole internal organ out, and they say she had TB, but she was engaged to be married and had a child. Nobody in the house, including her mother, whom I went and met personally, hug her, they have TB. My cousin died from TB during the war. And I'm supposed to believe that. I'm supposed to believe a guy whose friend kidnapped a 50-year-old and sodomized him for 3 days, and they're only showing us one person, and I'm supposed to trust that system. The same guy who we have video everywhere of a child who they say snatched a bag, was stoned broad daylight until he took his last breath. And he said they could not recognize the faces, but they could recognize the young men in less than 3 minutes, just on social media. And nothing happened. The same guy who watched a young man ran over motorbike. I heard what you need, what the other guy need today, the justice minister, open his loud mouth in the corner to say something. The last I checked, he misled the president, and he's still in his position. Folks, as Whitney Houston said, the children are the future. We have a responsibility to them. Mandela said, if you know, South Africa has some of the purest of gold and diamond in the world. Besides, beside Botswana, Mandela said, of all the precious gem in South Africa, the purest of them all is the children. The children are not disposable. The children are the future. If you look at the history of the world, those who continue to change the world have been children. You and I are on social media because of a child, a young man, Zuckerberg, and his group, early 20s. Bill Gates, early 20s. Michael Dell, early 20s. Steve Jobs. So I continue. Go look at the inventors and innovators. There will be. If you want Liberia to get out of the doldrum that she's in, knowledge must be acknowledged. It cannot scare you. I said, boy, I can see connecting all his people. But folks, I've gone way over. Okay? Liberian woman, it is not okay for somebody to slap your backside. Young girls, that's not cute. It's embarrassing. It's demeaning. That's not our culture. And what is a culture anyway? Culture is anything that you've been doing. Some people don't even know why they do what they do. That you pass it down from like being Christian in my family, it's our culture and tradition. Because I was born, my mom and papa going to church. The older I get, I tell people I am not religious, but I'm spiritual. I believe there's a divine power. Before my parents did that, my grandparents did not. My grandfather never converted to Christianity. He believes and follow his culture and tradition. They go make sacrifices to the river, at the bank of the river, or under the big tree, or they serve the gods, the ancestors. Because grandpa said, the God that comes to you from a foreign land that tells you your name that is given to you by the ancestor from the soil, and they tell you should change it because now you're Christian. The God that tells you if you do not change, your brothers and sisters are not allowed to dine with you or be friends with you anymore. He does not want to know that God. Then I learned as I went on into education, as I got my grad degree and I went to private university that were Christian, that we did fifth interaction and then learn about inculturation, how the Bible travel, and how the white people came and lie. And brothers, the blonde hair, blue eyes, the men are supposed to come from the Mediterranean. And as I study and get older, I see things differently. I would rather my light shine than claim I am religious. I would rather live in peace and be at peace with myself than being religious. So let me say to all of you, let your daughters know how beautiful that they are. Let your daughters know it's not what between the leg that changed the word. It creates and continue the generation. But to get productive one, it is here. Here. The Bible says through the abundance of their heart, the mouth speak it. So it's from your mouth and your mind conceive is where everything is processed, and your heart brings that out from your mouth. That's what we need to protect the children, protect our free speech. Let's disagree to agree. That's the kind of Liberia I want to leave for my children. That's it. Let me say to all of you, good night. I believe yesterday, Princess Cooper, Princess Cooper was another anniversary for Princess Cooper since she was killed. Here we go.